everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a video about how to have the most productive day possible. And I'm just going to share a few tips with you that are both planner related and non-planner related to help you get the most out of your day. So if you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future content. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you today on this video. So the first thing I want to go over is that planning has been instrumental for me to get the most out of my day. But it's not the only thing I do to have a productive day. So while I feel like it's a very important thing, I wanted to share a few other tips with you for just how to really get the most out of your day and maximize it possible. So let's jump right in. Tip number 1, planning the night before. So some people would say that having a successful morning starts the night before. So if you have kids who have lunches, or you have a commute to work and you need your computer and your briefcase and everything in the car, or maybe you just want your breakfast ready or your coffee pot set, whatever the little things might be that you do every day, the best thing you can do to set yourself up for a productive day is to have those ready the night before. And it will save you a significant amount of time the day that you're in. So when you feel like you're getting up and you're like, okay, I really need to pack my kids' lunches now, you're already doing a task that you could have done the night before, and now you're slowing yourself down and you're going to feel behind, probably feel behind, and rush to do it. Where if you have it done the night before, you're also going to have a sense of relief when you wake up that that task is done, and you're already going to have checked one checkbox off of your list for the day. So my advice to you is anything you can do the night before, do it, and it will help you have the most productive day possible as you get into it. Tip number 2 is having a period of time in the morning that you can rejuvenate yourself. So I feel like it's super important, especially if you are working or your mom and your kids are around all the time, to have a few minutes to rejuvenate yourself in the morning. So when you get up, get your coffee if you're a coffee drinker, get your tea if you're a tea drinker, or whatever's your favorite beverage, get it, sit down, get your planner out, as I would, and either journal for the day or get a journal out and just write down a few things. It could just be a few things that come to mind. It doesn't have to be lists. It doesn't have to be productive. It can be how you're feeling. Just get that stuff that's on your mind out on paper and then be done with it for the rest of the day, because it will bog you down more than you really realize. And even just a simple few words written down is going to make you feel like you've accomplished something significant that now is not going to weigh you down for the rest of the day. Tip number 3, get your game plan in order. And that little time after you have really gotten your words out on paper, look at your plan for the day and just make sure everything still seems in order. If you are a time blocker, and you will be very soon, because I'm going to share some time blocking tips with you in a couple videos from now. It's important that you know kind of even though you have it written down, don't bog yourself down with it, but it's important that you really have an understanding of what you're supposed to be doing. We're really busy. Everyone has a busy agenda. If you have kids, I'm sure you're just like, whoa, busy, because kids are a lot of work. So if you have kids and you are doing stuff with them, or maybe you're working, or whatever the situation might be, if you have just a little bit of an idea of what your day is going to look like, closing at, get signed, closing at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m., not 10 p.m., that'd be really late closing, record video, whatever it might be, get it out on paper, or once you have it on paper, review it before the day starts, and then just go with it. It's gonna help you feel a little bit better to know what you're doing before you actually have to do it at that moment. So even though you wrote it down the night before, you wrote it down days ago, just having a moment to really reconcile it before you have to leave the house and be somewhere is gonna help you to feel like you know exactly where you're gonna go and you already have a clear-cut understanding of the day. For me, which this is gonna transition us into tip number 4, But for me, this one is very important. Very, very important. But it may not be for everyone depending on your situation. So, tip number 4 is environment. I cannot focus. I cannot be productive, certainly. And I really struggle if my environment around me is cluttered or messy or disastrous. Now, when I share an office with my husband, and when he comes into my office, I still find myself feeling that way sometimes. Not that I care that he's in here. I like when he's in here. But sometimes he'll leave a coffee cup or he'll take his socks off or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, don't mess up my office. If you have a space if you work from home or even if you work from not home, you need to find a way to make that space enjoyable. And if you work from an area with a cubicle or however it might be, you certainly need to have that space feel clean and debris free, and especially if you're sensitive to it as me. Now, some people aren't, and they're not as picky about their environment, but for me, it's a significant impact on whether I'm productive or not. And because I do work from home a lot, I'm in real estate, so I work from home a lot. I find myself going and cleaning things before I will start my day. If I walk into the kitchen to get a cup of coffee and there's a mess everywhere, I have to tidy it up because it just drives me crazy. So it's really important for me to have that free time of debris. Now, most of the time, my house is a disaster. This office room, is the only room that I have full control over. I lock the kids out. I kick my husband out oftentimes. They're generally not in here moving things around, and they're really not permitted to be. This is my workspace. This is where I need to get things done. You need to be respectful of this space and not do it. But regardless, I am blessed and I get to work from home some of the time. A lot of the time I'm out in my car, which is also a mini office, and it looks awful. Bomb went off in it. But you can't control the car environment as much, and you can't certainly control if you're in an office environment with other people and they're cluttered and dirty. But what you can control is your space. So if you have some designated space, bring fun things in, make it look cute, make it happy for you, put inspirational quotes, whatever it is that you want to do, make sure it's a good environment for you to get the most done out of your day. And the last thing I would say, and I would encourage you to do, is every single day. This is tip number 5, but it's really tip number 1 every single day. Plan in your planner. Your planner is your tool. It is meant to make you feel like you know what you're doing for the day. Take notes. Have a great understanding of what it is that you're doing. Make sure that you have a lot of detail. I have been this is a good example, not time blocking, but I did put an hourly sheet just to give me some direction on what I was doing for that day. It was because I had kind of a busy day and I needed a little bit more direction for myself, so I knew when I woke up what were the most important things for me to start working on. And I try to do that when I have a really, really busy day with some direction, especially if and when you do work from home. So anyone who is a self-employed or small business or direct sales person, you're going to find that you're busiest and at your best when you have a clear-cut plan as what to do. Because when you go to work and you work for somebody else, you know from point A when you get there to point B when you leave, everything you're supposed to do in between. But when you don't work for somebody else, it gets a little foggy and the roles get a little bit misguided as far as what it is that you're really wanting to do. So having a clear-cut plan is very, very important, and it will make your life so much more productive. But here's what I also want. Don't plan and make yourself anxiety about it. It's supposed to be a tool to help you. So whatever medium that you want to plan on, I, of course, have really felt joy with the Happy Planner, but whatever planner it is, whether it's digital or be it anything, I feel like is at least you're doing something and it's going to help you to know what you're doing. And planning is important because it's projecting the things that you're supposed to do, but it's also tracking the things that you did. So when you look back and you want to say, okay, well, I have doubled my sales this year. What did I do differently? Maybe what you did differently is you put on everything on your planner. And you were able to see what your day was going to look like. Or maybe when you look back, you're going to see the fact that you woke up at 5 a.m. every day and you had more time in your day. So you found yourself more productive, and that's when you started making more income. Whatever it might be, it's going to help you to know the things that are working and the things that aren't working based on what's in your planner. So plan, and enjoy it. I love planning because it makes me more productive, but I also love it because it's fun and it's enjoyable, and I get to sit down and put stickers on a paper, and that makes me more productive. Who would have thought? Like, how cool is that? Like, really, just mind blown. But really make the most of it. This is your planner. It is supposed to make you productive, and it's your planner. It's very easy to get caught up in everything, but it is your planner. So plan, don't stop planning, and let me know what you're doing. Let me know how you plan. Let me know what it is that you're wanting to strive for 2019. I'm working on a goal series, and it's going to be partly based around what it is that you want to do. I want to know how, by writing your goals down, how it's helped you. So part of that is going to be reflected in your planner. So plan. Well, that is it for today. Let me know what you think of this video and how to really get the most out of your productive life. And we'll probably do some more of them if you feel like it is a good fit for you. So I cannot wait to see you on the next one, and I will see you all soon. Have a great day.